All right, this one's interesting. I'm very curious to see where you go here. Last one, Kyle Shanahan. Should I go first?
I'll go really quickly, Sage, because I know you're going to unleash. Sage, this is going to be like a grade coming from a teacher who loves you, who loves
Exactly.
you, thinks the best of you. So he's going to be harsh on you when he deserved it.
Okay, fair.
F,
I like this.
F, F for Kyle
F.
Shanahan. He had a very bad year calling play, Sage. But you know what pisses me off more than anything? The Nick Sorensen hire.
Exactly.
When you're in the middle of a Super Bowl window and you hire a guy like Nick Sorensen who has no experience, clearly, Sage, people are going to be arguing on KBR that it wasn't his fault. He needs to keep his job, give him another year. Sage, I thought this guy was a joke all year. Couldn't make an adjustment at all. The fact that you put him in as defensive coordinator in the middle of this window is an abomination. Like I said, the play calling all year was very bad. There were some rumblings in the locker room, like with Deebo Samuel not cutting Jake Moody as well. I think that's an issue. I feel like they should have gotten off of him a little bit early, but I think the worst thing, Sage, is the stuff that I'm seeing in late game scenarios, blowing leads. You don't see the great coaches do that. I gave you a little bit of shit for hyping up Sean McVay, but you don't see that with Sean McVay teams. You don't see that with Andy Reid teams. We've come to see that Kyle has a lot of issues in these late game scenarios. It usually comes up in the biggest moments, in Super Bowls, NFC Championship games. This happened in 3 division games that basically put you at such a hard place in the middle of the year to try and make a playoff push. That combined with the decision to hire Nick Sorensen. Also, I'm going to give him credit as the GM for signings like Devondre Campbell, Leonard Floyd. We give him credit for drafting guys when they work out. I'm going to give him credit for drafting and signing guys when it doesn't work out as well. It's an F for Kyle Shanahan. He's one of the best coaches in the year, and this was a fucking terrible year for him. F.
I had D minus. I thought the personnel was an issue. The whole way he botched the running back situation, the way he botched the CMC return. As soon as he comes back off Achilles tendon, what?
Botched it?
He botched it.
Okay.
I mean, just as soon as he comes back, you have a guy like Jordan Mason. We were calling for a chase. Get Garendo involved in the pass game. I'm going to lose my breath saying this. Give Mason 5 to 6 carries a game.
Yeah.
But as soon as McCaffrey comes back, he's the workhorse again. Like he's 2023 McCaffrey, just feeding him, making the offense around him. When he's not there, you're making Debo the man against the Rams in a have-to-have-it game. Your season's still alive. You make Debo the focal point after he complains on Twitter, and you give in to him. The locker room, I mean, it was weird, right? You have Debo fighting Jake Moody. You have Devondre Campbell quitting on the team. You never see that in the past with Kyle Shanahan teams. The play calling, the way he adapted the run game, it wasn't good. The personnel that he was putting on the field. Ricky Pearsall in the first round. Probably a Shanahan lean. He probably wanted him, and you don't use him until like week 17. Your first round pick, don't use him until week 17. And then the coaches he hired. Nick Sorensen, not firing Brian Schneider. It was just a mess. I think it's a good learning point for Shanahan. I don't need to harp into it too much. We hop into it every week. We need to go watch this Lions-Vikings game, but D minus for Kyle Shanahan for me. I just thought it wasn't his best year. But I expect him to rebound. I don't want him fired. I just think this is something you learn from, like you do with all your best students. You're harsh on them when you're grading, and you know they're going to come back with the fire.
Sage, tell me I'm wrong. I don't know if you've ever gotten this. I've gotten both grades before in my life as a student. I feel like the D minus hits a little bit harder than the F. Tell me I'm wrong.
It might. Yeah, F is just
because
like
the F is just like
up.
Maybe like you fucking didn't answer like half the questions. Like it's just an F. But when it's a D minus, it's like you tried and you still suck cock. You're not an F, but like you're right at the bottom. I don't know. For me, so I feel like that cut a little bit deeper that you gave Shanahan a D minus compared to an F.
I hope it did. I know he watches this show. He's a subscriber. We saw him subscribe last week. So
we're going out to dinner with him later tonight. So when he comes back from Arizona, we'll talk. But we're guys in the meeting now, Sage. We have friendships with these guys, but we can't let it influence our takes.
100%. We got to be unbiased and honest. They call me the mayor of fair for a reason.
We're as real as the streets, baby. Come on now.
Yes, sir.